Do you white people, specifically white women, do you think when us non-white men prefer you, it's really a matter of preference? It's not a preference. I hope you don't feel like you're more beautiful than other people, because you're not. It's not a preference when we prefer you white people. It is just simply a people that have been conditioned to believe that white people, in this particular case, white women, are the prize. When you, as a non-black man, dates a black woman, and other non-black people tell you something like, oh, she's pretty for a black girl, it makes you think. Because nobody ever tells you, oh, she's pretty for a white girl. Why is she pretty for a black girl? But it's never, she's pretty for a white girl.
He's really going in hard, as he should. Like, he's saying all of the things that needs to be said.
It says the most common racial pairing.
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah,
it's
guess
gonna
it.
Be white and Mexican.
Yes, 42% of all interracial marriages.
I didn't do that.
You can't date white girls?
No, I refuse to.
Why not?
I don't know.
You don't trust white people?
I don't trust white women.
But you trust black women?
Hell yeah.
The video we're going to be looking at today was sent over by someone by the name ROPS. So shout out to ROPS for sending this in. Without further ado, let's just get right into it.
I prefer dating black women. Oh, Ricardo, I think it's cool. You know, we should be able to date whoever we want. No, 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 no. This is not about dating whoever we want. This is specifically and exclusively about preferring black women. A lot of people in the comment section, especially white women, thought that this was a video about dating outside of our race. This is not a video about dating outside of our race. This is literally a video about preferring black women and detailing why so. And if you're one of those white people that was in the comment section of that video that I'm referring to, and you were in there talking about, yeah, me as a white person, I date outside of my race, we don't care. This is about acknowledging the white supremacist systemic effort that we deal with every day. This is about acknowledging the white standard of beauty propaganda that is pushed every day by the macro media, by the mainstream media, if you prefer. Because I've seen the comments from white people, oh, Ricardo, you should be able to date whoever you want. You don't have to announce it. Never mind, I don't have to announce it. I need to announce it. We need to announce that we prefer black women. Do you want to know why, white people? Because we live in a society where the people in power of our macro media, our mainstream media, are white people. And the propaganda that they push with this mass media is the white standard of beauty, white supremacist ideologies and propaganda on an everyday basis, which has resulted in us, by default, collectively, preferring white women first. Because why? Because white women are depicted as the standard of beauty, the prize, the trophy. White women represent status. The type of white standard of beauty that this white supremacist macro media pushes on an everyday basis, it has caused us to collectively, as non-white people, to view white people, as specifically in this case, white women, as the standard of beauty. In other words, if you get you one, you've made it in life.
So I actually know this great. So I came by him a few years ago, I think 2023 thereabout. That's when I came by his TikTok page. I didn't even know he has a YouTube page. So I'm going to be linking him down below. He makes these decolonizing content. I remember one conversation he had with this African guy that was talking about how he prefers white women. And Ricardo was just in the video trying to explain to this African brother why he needs to work on that. I'm going to try and see if I can find that particular video.
I told you why I prefer black women. Now you have to tell me why you prefer white women.
I want to have white kids. Yeah, that's the reason.
Say it again.
I want to have white children.
You want white children?
Yeah.
Why?
I just like white children. They're
You
gorgeous.
you don't like black children?
I just like my kids to be white. Is
You-
that the problem?
You don't want your children to look like the father.
Not at all. I don't want my children to look like me. I'm ugly.
Let me see. Come, bring your face over here. Bring your face. I haven't seen you. You keep hiding. You keep hiding. Let me see. So, when you look in the mirror, you don't think you're handsome?
No, no, no. I'm not handsome.
You're out of your mind, sir.
Oh, really?
You're a handsome black man. I'm a straight man, but I'm being sincere with you. You should not feel like that about yourself. That is not healthy to think that you are not a beautiful person and to want your children to look like another race. That's unhealthy. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think you feel like that about yourself?
It's a long story. It's a long story. Yeah, I really do have my reasons for my decisions.
I am not going to excuse anything that he said because this is some very anti-black sentiment. Like, he definitely has some internalized racism he needs to work out. But he is utterly and completely wrong about having white children. His children will never be white. They will never be accepted into white society. And that is honestly coming from somebody who was born to a black man and a white woman. And I'm not going to go as far as to say that my daddy hates being black, but I am willing to say that he probably doesn't feel beautiful in his black skin, and it's sad.
And meanwhile, this macro media is depicting white women like the best thing that you can possibly get. Is the same media that is also demonizing black women in every way, shape, and form possible. Black women are depicted in the media as the most horrible, intolerable women on the planet. Which, of course, is one of the reasons why when you see a man, especially a non-black man, that comes out and says something like, oh, I prefer black women. Wait, what? Literally, everybody's shocked. Wait, why? Do you want to know why your response is why and you're confused? You are literally the product and the result of somebody that's been consuming white standard of beauty propaganda since the day you came out the womb.
Even them white people, of course, have bought into it to the point where they get shocked and or uncomfortable when they hear that people are attracted to black women and or black men.
I'll give you an example. In this country, as well as in Latin American countries, they performed a test on non-white people, specifically children from the ages of 3 and 8-ish. And this test was about sitting these children in a room with 2 dolls in front of them. One of the dolls was white. The other doll was black. And they asked these children, which doll is the pretty one? Which doll is the bad one? Which doll is the evil one? Which doll is likely to steal? These children chose the black one to be everything that represents bad, negative. And when they asked these children which doll represents good, attractive, pretty, beautiful, guess what doll they chose? Of course, the white one. And a dummy would think, oh my God, then maybe it's true that the black is bad and white is good. No, what this actually proves is how early on we are a victim and a product and a result of white supremacist, white standard of beauty propaganda. That's literally what the macro media pushes. In every ad, in every commercial, subliminal messages of white superiority. Meanwhile, black inferiority.
As he rightfully stated, Western media is nothing but a big propaganda machine that they use to mass indoctrinate people and brainwash them into believing in white supremacy. I do also want to add that it is also a tool that they use to control other people's narratives and at the same time do damage control for their own image and repackage who they are and sell themselves to you as the good guys, the heroes, the saints, right? Hence why what they do with white women, making them the standard of beauty and what every man out there should want to be with. They do the same for white men as well, not to take away from the topic at hand, but I felt like I should point this out. And this is why, even though that we are aware of all of the things that they have done historically and continue to do even in our modern time, they are still perceived across the globe as the good guys. So you would find non-white women across the globe, not all, but a good number of them wanting to be with these men, right? Because they think that they are better men than the men in their communities.
実際に白人男性と付き合いたいとは思いますか？
めっちゃ憧れでした。外人さんとお付き合いしてみたいなって思ったことは全然あります。
ちっちゃい時からずっと思ってました。
で実際に付き合ったことは？
はないです。
And don't get me wrong, I want to be perfectly clear, like I've said numerous times on here, I don't have an issue with people dating outside of their race. It doesn't concern me. I literally don't care. And secondly, I don't think all white men or all white people are bad. I just want to be clear, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. But one thing I have found very interesting and sad about some of these people who choose to or desperately want to be with white people is how they demonize their own people so they can put white people on a pedestal and paint them as angelic and pure, even though their own people have not done like 0.5% of the things that white people have not only done to their own people in their immediate communities, but in the world at large. That's the part that always gets me. Sometime back, I stitched a video of an African woman on TikTok that was talking about how she married a white man because we as Africans, we have ancestral demons. And she wanted to get her and her kids away from that, so she decided to marry a white man so that white man can save her and her kids from the ancestral demons. She married this white man as an escape, basically, from the quote-unquote demons that we apparently have as Africans. Unfortunately, I no longer have that video because the TikTok account that I made the video with and posted it to got taken down, so the video is gone. If not, I would have showed the video to you guys. It was like very, very sad video to watch. And I said in that video, paraphrasing here, that it's crazy to see this very glaring cognitive dissonance at play in black people when it comes to whiteness and white people, because how are you trying to tell me that the same people who used to eat black people, the same people who colonized, enslaved, tortured black people, fed their babies to alligators, used their hairs as stuffings for furniture, and use their teeth to make dentures? Like, how are you saying that the people who did all of this and more, what I just said is like the tip of the iceberg, right? You are telling me that somehow all those things that they did not result in them getting haunted spiritually, did not result in them having ancestral demons and ancestral curses. But we, the people who were at the receiving end of these things, who have not done, like I said before, 0.5%, that is even too much to say, 0.05% of the things that they have done historically and continue to do. We are the ones who have ancestral demons and have generational curses. Let's make it make sense, really. But unfortunately, this is how some of the people in our communities think. They are either wanting to be white,
Hello everyone, it's Donna Briggs.
or as less black as they possibly can, or they want to be with a white person by any means necessary because they hate themselves and the fact that they are black.
Do you white people, specifically white women, do you think when us non-white men prefer you, it's really a matter of preference? It's not a preference. I hope you don't feel like you're more beautiful than other people, because you're not. This is literally the result of an entire society being programmed and indoctrinated with a supposed white superiority, white standard of beauty propaganda. That's literally what we are. We have been conditioned to believe that white people are better. White people are good. White people are beautiful. White people are everything you should aspire to be, look like, behave like, talk like, etc. We have been indoctrinated with this propaganda for so long that we non-white people actually believe it now. And we have normalized it in our non-white cultures.
This idea of white supremacy and how much, as a society, as a globe, we've bought into it, it shows in the kind of religion we choose to practice and how the majority of us, right, we see our indigenous practices as demonic, right? How, some people don't even want to speak their languages to their kids. They think it's, too local, it's not sophisticated enough, it's the white stuff that is better. Some people don't even like their cultural clothing for the same reason. It's the same reason why in my country, Nigeria, I think this happens like across the continent, but I'm going to use my country specifically because that's what I'm, 100% knowledgeable about. In Nigeria, people don't even think they are married yet until they have done white wedding, until they have worn white wedding gown with the suit and tie and everything. Even if they have done their traditional wedding, even if you have been married according to the laws and the rights and the ways of your people, the ways of your ancestors, they don't think in their heart of hearts that they've been married yet. People would literally get wedded today traditionally, but they would not even want to consummate their wedding. Not because maybe there's something wrong or the woman is on a period or something, or they don't feel like it. They feel like doing it, but they would not do it. They cannot physically get themselves to do it because they don't think they are married. They think that if they even do it, they're probably going to be sinning because they have not, done it the white way. It's just crazy. I know it's a bit deeper than that because Christianity and all of that is brought into it, so they think they have to do it in the eyes of God. So because they've not done it in the eyes of God, in their mind, okay, it's a sin. This idea of white supremacy is like in every single freaking aspect of our lives. Hence why I do agree with him that yes, we do need to announce when we feel and or think differently about the standards that have been set. We do need to be loud about it. We do need to challenge these ideals, these standards. All of that is what is going to help us, effectively challenge and inevitably tear down this madness that is white supremacy.
Whenever you see non-white people prefer white women or white men, it is not preference, as long as the macro media is controlled by white people that practice and push white supremacist and white standard of beauty propaganda. We do not prefer you white women. We are just conditioned to believe that you're better, that you're beautiful, that you're the standard of beauty. This is not a matter of preference.
And this point right here is why it gets very crazy to me that some of these white women, they think that they caught something amazing here, and vice versa as well. But all you got was someone that the machinery of white supremacy created. This person don't really like you because of you. They like you because of your skin color. They like you because of the hatred that they have for themselves that the media no thanks created. I don't think that's the catch that you think it is. And this is not to say that there are no people who can like white women or white people for what they are, and that every single time that anybody choose to be with a white person, it's coming from a place of inferiority, or is the propaganda at work pushing them to the white person? Because of course it's not always like that. People can genuinely fall for a white person, propaganda aside.
Due to this conditioning is a people that suffer from self-hate. When we non-white people prefer white people, it just proves that we are the result of the white standard of beauty propaganda that is pushed in our faces since the day we were born. So no, white women in the comment section. This is not a video about dating whoever we want. This is a video about acknowledging what you white people do with your macro media, acknowledging the effects that it has caused on people like me, who come from a background of a people that have been colonized, indoctrinated with the caste system, which caused internal colorism, internal racism, and resulted in seeing white people, in this particular case, white women, as, oh my God, I want me one of those, so that I too can have me a prize. The video that I made that I called I Prefer Dating Black Women, it's not a video about dating whoever we want. It is a video about acknowledging that I come from a background of a people that have been colonized, whose culture has been tainted with the caste system, which has resulted in internal colorism, internalized racism. In other words, self-hate, as well as Stockholm Syndrome. And of course, programmed to see and believe that white people, in this particular case, white women, are the prize. It's not a preference when we prefer you white people. It is just simply a people that have been conditioned to believe that white people, in this particular case, white women, are the prize. When you, as a non-black man, dates a black woman, and other non-black people tell you something like, oh, she's pretty for a black girl, it makes you think. Because nobody ever tells you, oh, she's pretty for a white girl. Why is she pretty for a black girl? But it's never, she's pretty for a white girl. Because the standard of beauty is white. So by default, it's expected for her to be pretty. But black women have been demonized and depicted as the most intolerable, unattractive women on the planet, there hasn't been a single black woman that I have met that has ever gone through life not experiencing something like, oh, you're pretty for a black girl. Do you understand what this does to the esteem of an individual that has to go through life being told that? Or for that line to be said about you? And also for the white women in the comment section of that particular video that I'm referring to. Oh, you know, Ricardo, I understand where you're coming from because I'm dating a black man. Listen, if I learned anything in this society, is that 9 times out of 10, the biggest haters of black women are specifically the Latinas and white women that date black men, because you see black women as your competition. And one of the things that I observed ever since I was a teenager is a large percentage of white women that have children with black men usually tend to be the most racist and raise their biracial children, calling them the most racist names. So please don't come in the comment section to try to tokenize your black baby daddy or your black husband and your half black children. Because it'd be you white women with biracial children, the ones that treat your own children the worst. You having half black children or a black baby daddy, black husband, it doesn't prove anything. Because your white ancestors that were slave owners, that would black people every weekend, were also married and had children with black women. So you being married to non-white people proves nothing. So please stop tokenizing your half-black children and your black baby daddies.
He's really going in hard, as he should. Like he's saying all of the things that needs to be said.
And one of the worstest things that I've seen white women do in the comment section of that video is come in the comment section and make it about them. Here's the thing about white women. White women always want to be the center of attention of every conversation. And do you want to know why you white women have the need and tendency to be the center of attention of every conversation? For the same reason why we as non-white people have been indoctrinated with internal colorism, internalized racism due to the white standard of beauty, white supremacist propaganda pushed by the macro media. Well, the kind of effect that it has on you white people, in this particular case white women, it has caused you to believe and feel that you are the most important person in every room that you step in. And that's why every time that anybody is talking about beauty and dating and favoring, etc., if you as white people, and specifically white women, are not by default placed at the top of the preference of that discussion, you feel some kind of way. You even feel attacked. Because just like we, as a result of this type of propaganda, we suffer from internal colorism, internalized racism. You know what you suffer from? A false sense of white superiority, which is the opposite of what we've been programmed to feel. That's the reason why you come in the comment section of every space to try to turn the conversation about you. Or Ricardo, you should be able to date whoever you want. You don't have to announce it. This is not a matter of announcing at this point. This is a matter of fighting back against a machine that pushes white standard, white supremacist propaganda. This is about acknowledging what this system, what this media has been for a very long time and still continues to attempt to demonize the black woman. This is about acknowledging the agenda of a white supremacist macro media. This is about me saying, despite your efforts of attempting to program me and convince me that black women are supposedly at the bottom of the barrel, I see through your white supremacist agenda. I still manage to find black women to be the most compatible with me. And that has nothing to do with me. That has to do with black women. Despite your efforts, they still are that much more amazing. Because if they were not, nobody on this planet would prefer them, want anything to do with them. That's how hard you work at demonizing them. That if they were not this amazing, none of us would want them. None of us. And just like white people, since the very beginning, all the way till now, and I'm sure in the future, will continue to create ads, commercials, and propaganda that pushes white standard of beauty, a supposed white superiority, because you want to convince everybody that white is the prize. Well, for that same reason, people like me have to make these videos. Because we have to fight back against your white supremacist bullshit.
And the more they work to make these lies of theirs about black women and black people in general the standard, the more the truth continues to reveal itself, because you really cannot fight the truth. It may take a little while for the truth to come out, but it's going to eventually come out. That's why in Nigeria we have this saying that when breeze blow, fowl yansh go open. It's basically a pidgin saying that translates to what I just said. And this reminds me of a video I saw not too long ago where this sister was talking about how these people created a caricature of black women's faces. You know that caricature picture we're seeing now? And it's usually like a side profile view, right? And she was saying in this video that
notice how they need to come up with a caricature of black girl side profiles, because ours are actually the best in the world. Yes, they are. They are. Yes, they are. Just a reminder to the black girls that see that depiction of our side profiles, this is why they don't use real pictures of us, because then they just look hella jealous. Because they are.
Of course, they have to exaggerate our features like that to push how ugly black women are, because they cannot use the real thing to push the message. So they have to create the lie and push that created lie that they want to put out there.
I don't know what to say because my lip popping.
That's how I believe this highlights as well how powerful the media is, how powerful indoctrination can be, that you can literally see the truth in front of you, but you would not believe it because they've spent years putting this madness into your head. Because some of them are going to, come by real black people on a daily basis, but they will still hold in their minds this caricature image.
I hate people that want to argue for no reason just to argue. Caricatures typically are exaggerated versions of something. However, if that thing is not there to exaggerate, then that means that the caricature is baseless. Hence me saying that this caricature is baseless, because the thing in which they're exaggerating doesn't exist. Have a good day.
Right, they will still hold on to that, even though they are still real black people. It really would not matter. Would really have to take a lot of work to undo these things.
So this is not about announcing my preference. This is about fighting back white supremacy by rejecting your white standard of beauty propaganda and by uplifting the very women that you attempt to demonize on a daily basis. So for the people in the comment section talking about, Ricardo, you shouldn't have to announce who you date. At this point, it's not about announcing what my preference is. It's not even about me wanting to announce it. It's about the need, yes, the necessity to fight back against white supremacy. So yes, it is true. I do find black women, just in general, black women, in my opinion, are the most beautiful women on the planet, hands down. No discussion, no argument. I don't want to hear it. But this isn't about me and my individual preference. This is a video about fighting back against your white supremacist bullshit. And just like you white folks, on a daily basis with your mass media, love to push white standard of beauty propaganda. Well, in order for us non-white people to push back against it, we have to also make videos to uplift the people that the white macro media loves to demonize. This is the only way to fight against it. And I hope you're not expecting white people to be the one to fix the problems that they created. We have to be the ones to clean up white people's mess. From the get-go, since the day that they arrived from Europe to the shores of Africa or to the shores of America, when have you known white people to make a mess and clean it up?
Literally never. These people never cleaned up any of their messes. They throw stones and hide their hands. What they will do is later come back and blame you for the mess being there, asking you, what have you been doing? How come you've not cleaned this mess? Hell, they would even later on spin it on you and make it seem like you were the one who created the mess.
We have to be the ones to clean it up. And in this particular case, we have to fight back against the white supremacist, white standard of beauty propaganda. And how do we do that? By uplifting the very women that they attempt to demonize on a daily basis. Because you cannot claim to be tired of a problem, but not want to do something about it. So do something about it. And in this particular case, this is what I choose to do. Because I'm single. But if I had a girlfriend and she happened to be black, I could have easily said, hey, babe, let's take a picture. Post it. Oh, great. What would that do? What would that prove? Nothing. So this isn't about Ricardo, a Mexican guy, dating a black girl. That's nothing to do with that. It has to do with uplifting the women that this system and this macro media attempts to demonize on a daily basis. So for the white people that watch my videos, please don't come in the comment section to make it about you and to make it about dating outside of your race and we should be able to date whoever we want. This is not about that. This is about acknowledging the black women are demonized every day and white women are uplifted every day. This is about acknowledging a people that have been programmed, conditioned, and indoctrinated on non-white people into preferring white people. In this particular case, for me, white women. It's not preference. We don't prefer you. We just are a people that suffer from internal colorism, internalized racism. And that's due to the macro media that pushes white standard of beauty propaganda. We don't prefer you white people. You ain't all that. We just been conditioned to believe that you are. But you really ain't shit. In fact, you age like milk. Oh, Ricardo, don't you think that's kind of mean? Let me tell you what mean looks like. When you go to social media, when you turn on the TV, when you watch a movie, and every single time, white women are depicted as beautiful, as desirable. Meanwhile, every single time black women, the darker the black woman is, the harsher she is demonized. Depicted as ghetto, aggressive, masculine, intolerable. To the point where even a lot of black men today dedicate their YouTube channels diminishing black women, calling them dusty bonnet queens. To the point where most of the time you see a black male athlete celebrity, they are with a non-black woman. And if it's a black woman, it's with a very light-complected, mixed black woman. Because the dark-skinned black woman is undesirable. And that is all thanks to your white supremacist, white standard of beauty propaganda. Plus, the demonization of black women. What you have done here, the self-hatred that you have created with your white supremacy in non-white people, it's not just mean, it's evil. So before you come in the comment section to exercise your white fragility and shed your white tears, instead of trying to control the narrative to your comfort, instead of trying to tone police us and try to tell us how we should talk, how we should feel about your white supremacy, why don't you try for once in your existence to instead address white supremacy? Confront it. Because ultimately, that's the problem here. Nothing else. Everything that we do, everything that we say is our reaction to your white supremacy.
Shout out to this creator, Ricardo. He really came in strong and very passionate about this, and rightfully so. I, as an African, could relate to his content because I could see similarities. There was even a point I made a TikTok video where I stitched one of his videos, and there were so many things that he was mentioning that, like, you know, the similarities between what they went through and what we went through, like, it's there, right? Which, of course, like, this is no news. Indigenous peoples across the globe, the things that we unfortunately had to go through at the hands of the colonizers, there are, you know, a lot of similarities there, right? So I resonated with the things that he was saying, and interestingly enough, I've actually made 2 videos on here where he was featured. I mean, he said it all. What more can I possibly add here at the end of the video, right? So I'm just going to bring this video to an end. What are your thoughts about all of this? Let's continue this conversation down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye.